Where my dogs at? Yeah, welcome me back. Where my dogs at? Yeah, welcome me back. Where my dogs at? Yeah, welcome me back. It's 9 niggas single again. Yeah, I'm single. In the club tryna mingle. Fuck relationships cause a nigga never been full. Can't have just one like a Pringle. So I'ma keep it simple, listen here. Icy on my wrist aware. No guilt, I'm in the clear. Photos of my ex on my Instagram disappear. Yeah, I'm single. In the club tryna mingle. Fuck relationships cause a nigga never been full.
And that's our journey. I mean, that's like, you know, I read that we were talking off camera, but yeah, man, I read, you know, that quote that Andre said, and I understand exactly where he's coming from. Like, I completely get it, because it's different. I think it's different as an MC. Like, you know, you can be a 48-year-old producer.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. You know what I'm saying? You be a 48-year-old drummer. I mean, I look at, you know, Questlove, Amir, you know what I mean?
Nobody cares.
He's still, you know, in his 50s, still just killing shit. You know what I mean?
Actor, poet.
Right. But as an MC, there's that, it's kind of a stigma where, you know, you get older and you're comparing yourself against past work. And it can be hard to find, okay, I did all these things, but where am I now? And I get it. I mean, I didn't do my first solo album until 2011. And then I didn't make my next one until 2018, just because I had to stop and realize, like, all right, so much of my earlier work was built on, like, was driven by, like, struggle and driven by kind of like survival mode. And now it's, you know, however, you know, years later, and I'm like, man, I'm not that person anymore. Like, you ain't broke no more, nigga. Like, you know what I mean? And if you're used to creating from that space and you don't know how to access that other part of your creativity to get it open, it can feel like, damn, 48 is the end of it. And, you know, for me, one of the things that helped me kind of get through that stigma was that you can't think of yourself as a 44, I'm 44. You can't think of yourself, if you think of yourself as a 44-year-old rapper, you're gonna be stuck. You gotta think of yourself as a 44-year-old writer. You know what I mean? You just, it's like, it's not just rapping, you know, I'm a storyteller. And as long as you feel like you have a compelling story to tell, then there's always gonna be an audience for it. Like I remember his quote, he was saying, man, what I'm gonna do, rap about a colonoscopy? I would absolutely listen to that. You know what I mean? Like, that would be fascinating to me. But if it ain't fascinating to him, then, you know, it's not gonna. So I think everyone just has their own walk in this. They have their own journey in it. And you just kind of gotta, you know, just let people find their way. You know what I mean? So I get it.
I'm the big boy of this situation. I keep getting shots off. I didn't have that problem. I mean, because like it's about individual journey. You know what I mean? Like, so for me, like I didn't have people hailing me as one of the greats and all that, like individually. Like I didn't get that. So for me, it was a constant. Oh, I'm gonna show you niggas then. I'm gonna show you niggas then. I'm gonna show you niggas then. Oh, you still don't believe? I'm gonna show you again. So that was my thing. So
you got some artists that catch their breaks at 40.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's true.
You got some artists that really catch their breaks at 40. They've been doing it their whole life. 40 years old, 45, and they popping now. You like, damn.
Bro, to that. Made a Little Watch in 2019. I was 39. I put out my last solo record in 2022. I was 42. Niggas say that's the best work of my career.
That's crazy.
The best work of my career.
I'm not shocked.
Yeah, it's different. It's not something that, you know, I think with hip hop, or just particularly, you know, with MCing, it's not a physical game, right? It's not like, all right, nigga, my knees getting bad. You know what I mean? Like you know, your knees get bad. It's like you just ain't going up against these 25-year-olds every night. They gon', you know what I mean? It's nothing.
They gonna smoke.
They smoking your ass. You know what I mean? They gonna pack you up real fast. But you know what I mean? But in hip hop, you know, as a writer, you know what I mean? Your brain, you know, you get sharper. You know what I mean? I remember reading an interview with Martin Scorsese. He was he was promoting his new movie, The Killers of the Flower Moon joint. And he said, you know, he's 80, God, 84, 5. He's in his 80s. Yeah, he's like in his 80s now. And he said, you know, I understand what cinema can be. I understand the power of it, but it's too late. This is a nigga that made Goodfellas, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Mad classic.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, and this is him saying, like, you know, after a 60-year career, I'm just now understanding the power of what this medium can be. And I think that just speaks to just the life of an artist. You know, as the older you get, I think there's just a curiosity about yourself that doesn't exist in your 20s and 30s. I think, you know, your 20s is, you know, it's just all piss and vinegar. It's just, I'll huff, I puff, I blow your house down. Your 30s is, I'll huff, I puff, I blow your house down, but I'm going to find a smarter way to do it. Finally, when you get to your 40s, it's like, why the fuck am I blowing down houses? It's like, there's another way to live my life. Like, this, you know what I mean? But you don't really, you start to examine that. And I think having that self-examination, that self-reflection, when you know how to tap into it, I think it makes for a stronger artist. And with hip hop still being a relatively young genre, you know what I mean? I think we're just at a point now where people are trying to figure that out and we're just not getting. I think, you know, the 40, 50-year-old dudes in like 20, 30 years, like Ice Spice in 30 years, she's gonna be amazing. Like, she's gonna be fine. You know what I mean? Because there will be a blueprint laid for that. You feel me?
Right.
You understand?
Okay,
like, there's a track.
Because the blueprint is being laid.
It's being laid now.
Right,
you know what I mean?
okay.
So, you know, it'll be there.
When
But
she gets married, when she has a kid, like all that stuff is right there for. I see what
you feel me? You know what I mean? So yeah, man.
But I also look at examples like, you know, Hov, for example,
100%.
right? As he evolved, he talked about the things that he's evolving through.
Absolutely.
Right? Sort of like you guys, right? There's certain things you're evolving through that you're like, I could talk about this. I can talk about that now. Andre 3000, I feel like he doesn't have that spirit in him, right? It's like I'd rather do things musically through production to convey my love for music in contrast to actually
That's
wording.
what talking about. Nah,
You know what I'm
that's real.
saying?
That's really insightful.
Because he can talk about a lot of shit. There's mad shit going on.
Let me
Just pick a fucking topic and talk about it.
I mean,
you 16 bars every fucking 6 months.
You can talk about whatever, but like Tay said, you gotta look at yourself as a writer and not a rapper.
Right.
At
Well,
that
you know
point.
what?
Yeah,
how about just an artist? How about a creative?
Yeah.
I mean, him putting out a flute album.
I think
is
I'm getting
being
no
an
more creative
artist.
than that.
Which is why I'm not mad. Okay, 3 stacks.
For that 15th
Look at the
time,
camera.
nigga saying this.
It's me with my A&R hat on. How about one song for every city you've traveled to with the flute?
Facts. And experience.
Every little story
From that.
you've had with the flute. How about 16 bars for every city
I
you
got off
traveled
the
to?
F train and they took a picture of me with the flute. It doesn't matter. We want to hear that shit. Damn, brother.
Hey, you can throw in a colonoscopy tale if you want to.
Hey, listen, I'm here for it.
Maybe it was hard to sit down on a couple of them sessions. You can kick that if you need to, but we just want to hear you do your thing. That's all I'm saying. And I don't think it's necessarily him not having. If you don't have the drive to do it, like, that's cool. I think what bothers, and I want him to be as peaceful as possible. So, you know, he's given enough as far as I'm concerned. He can sit down and never do anything again. That's still
Nah, he's free. Like,
that's
listen,
Andre
you got
3000.
one of the biggest selling albums in hip hop.
Period. And one of the best done pieces of
Right,
work.
10 million copies. Like,
Whatever
if
you
I
wanna
sold
do.
10 million t-shirts, y'all niggas wouldn't see me again. You know what I mean?
So 10 million plates of fish, nigga. Y'all want to see me again?
You feel me? Like, come on.
I'm out the game.
I don't believe it.
You better
Because
believe
y'all
it.
got a passion for this shit, man.
I don't believe you.
Listen, man.
Because Jay,
I was still create.
Jay made more money than that doing nothing having
would
to do with
create.
music, and we still got God
God did, yeah.
I would create, but you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know. That's the thing. Like, I would really go into helping develop other artists and just be behind the scenes, and you wouldn't even know.
I don't believe you.
Please believe it.
It sounds great. It sounds
I'm
great.
trying to tell you,
Walking
brother.
off into the sunset. It's
not
No,
walking
I'm
off.
gonna be real.
not
For
walking
him, no, for Pooh, like, he really mean that. For me, I'm always.
Yeah, I mean
gonna
that
do it.
shit,
Nah,
bro.
Pooh, he mean that. He's
Like,
ain't no
straight
cap in that
that.
rap, cuz.
Like, I don't want no more of y'all niggas. Leave me alone.
It's like, we clown all the time. Like, we both introverts, right? Like, you know, when the lights come on, nigga, we do our thing, but we both introverts. He's more introverted than I am, but we both don't like people, dog. We don't like people, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I really don't like people. Like, come on, man, I don't like people, dog.
chilling in the world was holding my own gun. I'm hypertensive, but all my decisions been wholesome. My independence had me flipping on siblings I stole from. Said I'm just big and loud. Well, £1/2 is my silent treatment. I punched out plugs I could've stopped from eating.
Stash of the product, shy nigga got a gun in the mask in the grass, it's a pop-up. I was Robin Hood with the stock, don't get shot up. Now I'm watching Robin Hood and my stocks, they just shot up.